Hello everyone, welcome to some more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. As usual, we'll be going through the DLC, doing some quests, random shenanigans I have planned as well, and just enjoying more of this awesome DLC. I said it before, but I think this is more or less monastery exploration done right. You know, it doesn't feel tedious, it doesn't feel like I have to follow the schedule of a monk. And I get why you have to in the first game, it makes total sense with what's going on. But it's just nice to be able to explore the monastery on my own terms, do as I please, meet whoever I please, even cause some trouble if I want to, although that's risky, of course. And just, yeah, meeting with a bunch of monks and all the rest of it. A lot of fun. Where we last left off, I was learning about this joke book. Also, I'm wearing a new set of headphones, my new mic. It's pretty cool. I've got this directional hearing stuff going on. Like it actually sounded like this guy was to my left, so that was pretty cool. Very immersive compared to my last headset. Just stuff like that. Like I turned to the left, like holy crap, it was like he was right there. Okay, a little bit laggy, the PS5 remote. Hopefully that subsides. Sometimes it just doesn't cooperate for whatever reason. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'll double check that because I had an issue. Okay, a little bit laggy, the PS5. Beautiful, my audio is coming through. Alright. Yeah, so I have to search this guy's cell. I think while I'm at it, I'll also have a look at the Abbot's chambers. So, yeah, I'll go from there. I don't know which one I'll do first. I guess search this guy's cell. I always get a kick out of that terminology too. I mean, basically these guys are kind of like prisoners. They're there usually of their free will. Sometimes they're put there as punishment though, so that leads to some interesting complications. But oh shit.
I'm too late.
That's very unfortunate.
A rash. Same as the sick in the infirmary. But he died sooner, so he must have been the first to catch it.
I mean, it's likely, but can't always be sure. Tried to use marigold decoction. Interesting. I'm gonna close this in case somebody walks by. Is this considered stealing?
Some building plans. Looks like a church, and underneath, probably a crypt. I should tell Albic about this.
Okay, well, interesting. What do you have on you, I wonder? This is definitely robbing, so I probably won't take anything. Yeah, nothing's worth taking. Strong fox. I mean, might as well take it if it's not stealing. I'm a little more paranoid about that than usual, just because if anybody figures out that I've taken something, like they've seen me somewhere, it's very, very easy for the AI to get suspicious, and then immediately I could get kicked out of the monastery, so Just one of those
God be
things
with
I'll be
you.
a little wary
Keep
of.
the peace, and we'll stay friends.
God be with you.
Okay, still getting some lag, some input delay because of the remote play, which is a little unfortunate. This streaming setup is not the most ideal, but it's a pain in the butt to do it any other way, so I'll double check my boots because I know how easily they get damaged in this game just by walking around. And I'll also try and take a savior snap before I do some further exploration. Yeah, look at that, 89 already. Yeah, there's some serious input delay. You guys might have noticed like the way I'm looking around sometimes. And it's not my controller, so yeah, hopefully I don't have to do a whole lot of combat or something like that. Now I can't promise this stream will be terribly long. I usually go to sleep around this time. The main reason I'm not asleep right now is you can hear it in my voice. It's got a bit of a cold. And I just don't sleep well when it comes to that, so. Wait, did I eat it or did I drop it? I dropped it, okay. Guess I'll have some onions. Just eating some whole onions. Which is actually something especially people of the sort of peasant class did if they were desperate. They actually would just boil an onion and eat it. And apparently if you cook it just right, it can actually taste pretty good depending on the onion. You'd have to pick the right sort of onion though, like a sweet onion, not a sort of super strong onion that would be unpleasant to eat. But yeah, it's an actual recipe. It goes even as late as the 18th century. Okay, save your schnapps. Where are you? I have a weak one that I think I'll use. Yeah, I'm at a point where is it? Oh, it's not a restricted area. Interesting. Even though it's locked. Now, if somebody heard me lockpicking, oh my goodness. Okay, this input delay is pretty horrendous. Won't lie. Picking locks might be a pain too if it hits in right when I'm doing that. Fuck. Thankfully, my stealth skill is still pretty good. Yeah, that's not worth the risk of lockpicking. Yeah, none of that is even close to being worth it. Whoever lives in this cell is definitely abiding by the concept of poverty. Living in poverty and not owning much. So that's good. A lot of monks did not live that way historically. They happily indulged in whatever they pleased. New point in stealth. That's nice. At least I'm grinding that stat out, if nothing else. So that's pretty helpful. Keep saying I have stuff I can unlock for vitality, but as you can see, I've unlocked everything there, so I don't know. What's up with that? Some kind of bug. Secondary skills. Okay, what else can I get with stealth? Because I feel like I've got more or less everything I need. Natural camouflage. Dirtier you are, the harder it'll be to spot you, but you can still smell you if the dirt is accompanied by an odor. Yeah, that's the thing. I almost got caught in one mission. I think I posted a short. I smelled bad, and somebody mentioned it. Somehow didn't spot me, but it was very close. You could actually get spotted because of how bad you smell. Just stuff like that is so cool. Fleeting shadow or natural camouflage. I think I'll go with this. What's rodent? You can move through buildings so silently. Oh, it's exclusive though. I don't have it. Yeah, I have the Weasel Boy one, so the natural camouflage will be my last one that I can get. Okay. Rodent looks very helpful. I won't lie. I kind of regret not getting that one. Okay, actually, if I can switch outfits to this, that might be helpful. Just so people don't hear me.
What a nice day.
Like that guy walking by. Yeah, there's like nothing in these. Which is the idea. Again, if you're living the proper life of a monk, you shouldn't have a whole lot in here. Interesting detail that so much of this stuff that you can take is not technically stealing too. I wonder if that's because they're monks or not, but I still feel like they wouldn't be very happy and you'd be punished if you just took stuff, but I don't know. Interesting. Nice to be able to just open these doors without thinking, because my lockpicking skill is so good. Can't sleep in these beds because you can't waste time. That's a crime, by the way. In Kingdom Come, you sleep in somebody's bed, you can actually get punished. They reduced the punishment for it, though. It used to be like you could actually end up in the pillory for that. I think they changed it so where you just lose reputation and get scolded now. In a lot of cases, unless you're just trespassing. So, that's good. I remember I got dinged for it once. It was kind of ridiculous. It was in a camp too, so like it shouldn't have mattered that much, but it is what it is. Hope this input delay subsides a little bit. Yeah, not worth stealing that either. Okay, that's a staircase. This is where we're supposed to be. Could just rob
Where the hell did
this.
the confessor get so many valuables? Something doesn't add up here.
Wow. So I was talking about how the detail of that, like monks, essentially in a lot of cases, they don't have a lot of valuables. But here we see an example of the fact that many monks did not live that type of life in practice. They're not supposed to own a whole lot of stuff. They're not supposed to own anything technically, except Like, not even the clothes on their back. They don't even own that. Like, they give up all their worldly possessions, but in practice, it's never so simple. People still will be attached to food. They'll still be attached to their valuables. Doesn't matter how religious you are. People are hypocrites. And I love to see that playing out. And that's true of many things in life, not just religion, of course. Yeah, that's the abbot's chambers up here. We're allowed in
God
there?
be with you. Keep the peace and we'll stay friends.
God be with you.
Yes, God be with you. Okay, we're actually allowed in here, I'm surprised. Yeah, so I can lockpick and take stuff. I think I'll just lockpick it. I don't think stealing is very smart in this specific location. It's just good for stealth skill. I've gotten so far already, I'm thinking of doing another savior snap. I don't want to waste it here though, is the only thing. I've got 2 left. I can brew some more if I need them, but I don't know, it's kind of a pain. But getting caught here would be pretty devastating, so. And I can't use my bed to save, I don't think, so that's kind of out of the question. Just again, because I can't waste time. Like, canonically, Henry isn't here for very long, so. Oh, hello, sir. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Like, somebody might just wander in here and see me rummaging through this stuff. Alright, well, regardless if I get caught, I'm just curious what's in here. Alright. Yeah, I won't even take anything. I'll just... Because again, it's so easy to get caught, especially if somebody saw you. Okay. We got a medium chest there. I think we'll wait until this guy leaves. Okay. That's not robbing, really? Okay, I'll take that then, sure. Just has a strip die here for some reason. Let's talk to him. I look so sketchy wearing this stealth gear.
Father, I need to tell you something important. Steward Zdeněk is watering down the monastery wine.
What? That's a serious accusation. Don't be offended if I don't believe you at once, but I've known Steward Zdeněk for years. Have you got any proof?
In the cellar by the house where Zdeněk lives with the other riffraff, I found barrels and tubs of watered wine.
In the cellar? And what were you even doing there?
I was trying to find out more about that sick maid. It might help Albie.
That makes sense.
Send someone to that cellar, and you'll see I'm not lying.
Very well. I'll have it looked into. And if it's true, I'll have Zdeněk thrown out immediately. And I'll be very grateful to you, Henry.
Happy to help, Father.
Beautiful. Alright. This guy is... I don't know. I kind of want to know what's in here. But... I did save, so I'll risk it. But knowing my luck, he's going to turn around the moment I start this.
So,
Or he's going to hear it.
what's this Marienburg of ours like?
That's terrifying, man. People just talking right next to me in the room over while I'm rummaging through this.
That sounds beautiful.
Okay, there's nothing here of value, so.
And the Poles are trying to take this marvel from us?
Actually, what's up here? Haven't been up here yet, I don't think. Oh, just sleeping quarters and stuff. They have cells here. Probably where a bunch of the novices stay. You're free to just grab stuff, it looks like. It's not stealing. Oh, this one is, though. How about that? Let's walk very hard. Alright. There's probably nothing in these chests, but I'm still curious. Oh my god, the leg. I don't think anybody comes up here, so I hope I'm not wrong. It's quite possible a Teutonic Knight might come up here or something, or a monk. Lowered his overcoat. What the fuck's a monk doing with that? That's a little sus right there. Some pretty high quality clothing. Okay, now I'll start searching the cells. If nothing else, this is building up my skill for stealth and stuff. Okay. Basically absolutely nothing in this whole area. What am I supposed to look for here?
Plans of the cellars.
Oh, hello.
What did he need those for?
What's in here? Very hard. Alright, this would be tough with the input lag. I might, if it proves too difficult, I might actually... Like, I'll put it on B right back and do it on the PS5 proper, just so I don't have this weird input lag. But we'll see. Because these can be hard still, even for maximum, like, lockpicking skill or whatever.
Ah, damn.
And I don't want anyone to hear me too, that's the other piece of it. Come on, get it. Almost there, surely. Yes, okay. Beautiful. Okay, whose cellar is this? Or cell, I should say. That's so hard to lockpick. It's a medium, I love it. Medium lockpick for this one. Okay. So that's a waste of your time is what that one is, unless you want to grind up your lockpicking. Okay, I almost messed that one up. Yeah, mostly they just have hygiene stuff, which makes sense. Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, hello, sir. Nothing to see here. So we searched everything here. Yeah, so I think I more or less explored everything I can. There's the crypt still. Maybe I'll just have a look over there real quick. I feel like the crypt is gonna come up later in the story. Oh, hello there. Am I allowed here?
We thank you, Heavenly Father, for all the graces and gifts of this day. Open our hearts and minds to understand.
There's a shrine. Yeah, so the crypt will be underground, I guess. So I can't quite discover it yet. Yeah, you can see the input lag here, bumping in the walls and stuff.
Hail.
Okay. Enough lollygagging, let's get to the main story. So we've discovered everything we can.
Tell me something about yourself.
What do you want to know?
How did you end up in Zacharias' service?
I used to serve several important courtiers. I must have made an impression on Master Zacharias because he requested my service specifically. King Sigismund readily agreed, and so it will be 2 years now that I've been serving him.
Where are you from?
I was born in Zadar, that is in Dalmatia by the sea. I grew up at my uncle Stepan Latkovich's court. Until recently, he governed a huge estate in central Croatia, Dalmatia, and Slavonia.
Until recently?
After an unfortunate event, our lands and properties went to Sigismund's father-in-law, Herman of Scilly.
That's fun.
Not that I know many people from Dalmatia, but your name sounds more Hungarian.
And that is on purpose. The name Latkovich is not exactly favored at Sigismund's court, so I have learned to use the Hungarian variant.
What do you mean by unfortunate event? The one that cost you your properties?
It was a little misunderstanding, which became known as the Bloody Sabor of Krzewcy,
Sabor?
an assembly of the foremost representatives of nobility and political power in the country. And at this particular assembly, King Sigismund had my uncle, along with most of his people, killed.
Wow.
Why did Sigismund do that?
He was still bitter about Nicopolis. But what really angered him was my uncle's support for Ladislaus of Naples. He had long had his eyes set on the throne of Hungary, so you can imagine the king was not pleased.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he actually tries to usurp the throne from King Sigismund.
Don't you want to take revenge?
Alone, against the entire Holy Empire? I am no madman, unlike my uncle. He paid for betrayal with his life. Our entire family lost everything. Our properties, our standing, our power, our future. And I want to fix it. I wear black as a sign of shame for my family. I will not wear anything else until I regain the king's trust.
Are you sure you can accomplish that in one lifetime?
Worst comes worst, I'll die in black too. At least it is suited for the grave.
I have to say that looks, yeah, it's blackish, kind of like dark blue. It's just not jet black. Which, to be fair, especially back then, that would be pretty difficult to achieve. It was done, there were some dark blacks, but without modern technology, not so easy to achieve. That's why it was pretty expensive. But yeah, it is black.
Did they bring
Just
us
not
back those washed
jet black.
clothes? I'm running out of material for bandage.
I found another infected.
You're not the only one. While you were gone, they brought in several more. So, where's your sick man?
With the Lord now. I found him too late.
Lord have mercy. Do you at least know who it was?
One of the monks. His name was Ernest.
That's the second death today. Let's hope it's the last. The confessor's dead. Old Stephen.
You could just be so insensitive and be like, oh yeah, I expected it, he's old. Wow.
Don't blame yourself. I'm sure you did everything you could to help him.
We tried, but sometimes there's just nothing we can do. At least we know he's no longer suffering. And what about you? Did you find out anything about the others who are sick? Do they have anything in common?
Yeah, I should mention the scriptorium because that's how we discovered a bunch of these people may have gotten sick. They have that in common, that they've been to the secret scriptorium one way or another.
I found out that Ernest, Yaroslav, and Blazhena were meeting regularly. There's a secret copying workshop in the cellar.
A secret? But why? And what in God's name was she doing there?
Well, you should honestly tell them everything if so many lives are at stake, if you ask me.
From what I gathered, the translator got hold of some indecent book in the vernacular. I think it was called...
The Decameron?
Yes. You know it.
It caused quite a stir at the university in Padua. The students loved it, the masters forbade it, and the clergy cursed it. But back to the matter. What else?
Yaroslav was only supposed to translate the book, but it ended up inspiring him to write something of his own, and that's what he was working on with the others.
That explains why those three got infected. Do you think it happened in their workshop? Did you notice dampness, mold, any strange smell or bad air?
Nothing like that. It was damp, but the air was otherwise clean.
In that case, someone must have brought the illness to them.
But who?
Probably Ernest. If he died first, it would make sense.
Or maybe the illness just killed him faster because he was older. Like the confessor.
That's possible too.
I found some jewelry in Stephen's cell. It looked quite old.
Jewelry? Where would he have got that from?
He might have stolen it. But given how strict he was about the seal of confession, it doesn't seem likely. Maybe someone else stole it. But guilt caught up with him, and he gave it to Stephen during confession.
Maybe. But surely we'd have heard about such a theft by now. Unless...
They stole it from someone who can't tell anyone anymore. Do you think we've got a murderer here?
I've no idea. It's all just guesswork.
So, what are we going to do now?
We'll go to the abbot. You, Zacharias, and I. This is getting out of hand, and the number of sick keeps rising.
To the abbot? Right now?
You think waiting will solve anything?
I don't know why Henry's surprised. Of
all
course we're
come.
gonna talk to him.
That can't mean anything good.
The truth is, more are falling ill and the infirmary's filling up fast.
We're trying to give them all they need. But soon there'll be no beds, and they'll have to lie on the floor.
How many have died?
The old confessor, Brother Stephen.
And Brother Ernest, too.
Ernest?
He died in his cell. No one even knew he'd fallen ill.
So, it started then.
Ernest wasn't treated. Even mild illness can be deadly without care.
And Stephen's age didn't help either.
When the Black Death last swept the town, it also started slowly. The old, the sick, those no one missed were the first to die. And then we couldn't even bury the dead in time, let alone give them the last rites. And now, the Lord is punishing us for it.
We do have some good news. With Henry's help, we might soon uncover where the infection's coming from.
Oh man. So that's a hard speech check. I can certainly pass that. But I don't know, I kind of promised not to tell them, but like it's a bit of an ethical issue, isn't it? How would you spin it while keeping it hidden? I guess, I mean, we haven't really established the illness is actually coming from there, so I guess we can give this a shot.
We know that Brother Yaroslav and that maid both met with Ernest, so the illness must have spread between them.
They all met? Even the maid?
Yeah, as long as we
Why?
reveal that, it should
But I
be
didn't
fine.
mean they were all together at the same time. Just that both Yaroslav and Blazena had encounters with Ernest.
Why would a maid be meeting with Ernest? That makes no sense.
Ernest never left the monastery grounds.
He did, in fact, fairly often. He was one of the few allowed out for work reasons.
Then they must have run into each other by chance, somewhere outside.
Very well, then.
Just breathing the same foul air as someone infected for a while puts you at risk.
And since I found Ernest already dead, we believe he's the one who brought the sickness among the others. If he was the first to die, then he must have been the first to catch it, right?
But where did he catch it?
I don't know yet, Father. But I have certain suspicions. I found building plans in his cell. Looked like a floor plan of the church.
That means nothing. Ernest oversaw all construction work in the monastery.
And what had he been working on lately?
He'd been supervising repairs in the church. A floor had collapsed above the crypt recently. He was assigning tasks to laborers and overseeing the work.
Which crypt do you mean?
Some important nobles are buried there. But most of all, it's the tomb of my predecessors. May their souls rest in peace.
That might be the source of the foul air. The illness could have spread from the exposed crypt.
Yeah, because of course, back then, everybody believed that's how illness would spread, so it does make sense that he would suggest that. We shouldn't go in there, or I ought to examine the crypt. I'm going with this one. This is more adventurous.
I ought to go into the church and inspect everything thoroughly. Especially that crypt.
That's not a good idea. If the illness is really spreading from there, no one should go in.
I understand your concern, Zacharias. But Henry is right. At this point, it's just a supposition, and we must put it to the test.
Enough. What nonsense is this? No one's going into that crypt. The disease is spreading. The infirmary is full. We've already got 2 dead.
Father, I understand you're afraid, but...
Afraid? I'm not afraid. I bear responsibility for the whole monastery, for every living soul. And it's my God-given duty to do everything I can to protect them from the plague.
Father, wait. Just give us a day. 2 at most. I'll just find out where the sickness came from.
You won't get another hour. The monastery is to be sealed. No one goes in, no one comes out. All the monks are to withdraw to their cells.
What about us? You want to keep us here against our will?
I don't want to, but I must. And at the same time, I humbly ask for your help.
We're in quarantine
Believe me,
now.
you'll be repaid when the time is right. You came to me with a certain request. Help me, you may consider it granted.
It's for the best, Albec. Even if it turns out not to be the plague, it's still a deadly illness, and we're within sight of the town. If it spreads to Kuttenberg, it'd be a disaster.
I know. But as you wish. I'm sorry, Henry, but I'm afraid we have no choice.
Yeah, they're not far from Kuttenberg, so if it is actually an illness that's spreading, could end pretty bad.
Tibi Domine, fratrum nostrum, militer commendamus, ut quem in hac vita mortali, immenso semper est prosecutus amore, nunc malis omnibus liberatum, in requiem ingredi iubias sempiternam. Tuam ergo clementiam deprecamur, ut via prima iam transierunt, illum in paradisum tum begnine perducas, ubi neque luctus, neque clamor, neque dolor erit ultra. Sed pax et gaudium, cum filio tuo et spiritu sancto, in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Oh yeah, I still got the fucking flower crown on my head. Just for some reason they removed my hat. God damn it. I should just take that off.
Situation keeps getting worse.
Because it looks so
How am
stupid
I
in
meant
some
to treat the
cutscenes.
disease I know almost
See, why is my
nothing
hat on
about?
now? I don't understand. Anyway,
This can't end
I
well.
don't want to talk over it.
What do you suggest? The abbot's forbidden us from
It's
going
for
anywhere
charisma,
outside
by the
the
way.
infirmary.
Gives
Not
me
only
a
that,
ton of
He's had
charisma.
the monastery gates shut. No one's allowed in.
Or out. Ludolf's men are even patrolling the grounds. We're literally imprisoned.
Still, something must be done. The beds are nearly full, and there's not endless space on the floor either.
Henry, I know I've no right to ask this of you.
Oh, now you're suddenly glad of your escort to the monastery, eh?
For someone who only got here thanks to Albec, you've got a cheek, don't you think?
Fair enough. I didn't expect things to go this way either. But Zacharias is right. Talking won't help us now.
I'm sorry. So what can I do?
Search the church crypt. If there's a plague grave down there, uncovered by that collapse, then at least we'll know for sure.
But surely no one would have buried plague victims there. That's where the abbot's tombs are.
I'm not looking to confirm it. On the contrary, I want to rule it out. I still don't believe we're dealing with plague. I'll stay here and tend to the sick.
Let me assist you, friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There's enough work here for the both of us. Henry, try speaking with the workers repairing the collapsed floor. In the best case, they might have noticed something. In the worst case, they'll already be showing symptoms of the disease.
And how do I get there? I'm not even supposed to poke my nose outside. The knights are patrolling the grounds.
If they catch him wandering somewhere he shouldn't be, they'll have him thrown out.
And the abbot will find out we're investigating the source of the outbreak despite his explicit orders. But this is about lives. Henry, I believe you can do it. But still, be careful.
I'll do what must be done. Just make sure you look after the sick.
Hold on. In Italy, physicians wear a kind of hood with a mask. It protects them from foul air and perhaps even the plague.
True. I've heard the same in...
Oh dear.
Sounds good. But where am I meant to get one around here?
With a bit of skill, you can make it yourself. All you need for the hood is a piece of leather. You'll need to hang fragrant herbs around the collar. Something like mint or sage.
Might as well perfume myself all over.
You jest. But yes. The less foul air you breathe in, the better.
You can use the workbench in the alchemical workshop to make it.
All right. I'll be off then.
Best of luck. And God be with you.
And with you.
Okay. So if they're talking about the fucking... what's it called? The Plague Doctor mask, that is not a 15th century invention, that comes about in like the 17th century, so... Very disappointed if that's the case. Because it was not a thing in the Middle Ages, I'm afraid. It's a very common misconception. But it is what it is.
Is there anything I can help you with around here?
Leave the treatment to us. But Dinesh did mention he's been having trouble with Celerius.
You really think I can do something about it?
Couldn't hurt to try. Go and speak to Dinesh. He'll explain what's what.
I've got a few more questions about that plague mask.
What do you want to know?
Can you tell me where to find the things I'll need?
You can get the rope and leather almost anywhere. I'd say you'll find some lying around the construction site. And you can gather herbs from Joachim's garden.
And the recipe for the fragrant oil?
The monastery library has extensive collections. I'd be surprised if you didn't find something in there.
How will the mask help me?
Well, if you wear it properly, you shouldn't get infected. Or not so easily, at least. The herbs and oil purify the air around you, and the mask stops you breathing in the foul air.
And once I've got all the materials, is there a recommended method?
Once you've got everything you need, there's a bench in the alchemical workshop where you can get to work. I'm not the handiest with this sort of thing, But if I can sew the mask, hanging herbs on it should be a cinch.
That's all. Thanks. Tell me a bit more about yourself.
Gladly. What do you want to know?
Because now is such a great time for that, hey?
You've known Albic for quite a while now, haven't you?
Too long, perhaps. If you know what I mean.
I've only known him for a short time, but I can imagine he's not always easy to get along with.
Aye, old Albec. Don't take me wrong. The man's a real fount of knowledge.
I feel like there's a buck coming.
What's more, he's always had the gift that whatever he does, he makes it look easy. It was only when I tried something myself, under his guidance, that I realized how many mistakes could be made. You should have heard the earful he gave me.
When the rat-eye captain, Bernard, gave me my first sword fighting lesson, it ended up similar. He beat me like a dog.
Is that so? But that must have been a long time ago, eh?
Not really. I suppose I'm a quick learner.
You suppose, eh? If you were recommended for Albec's escort, you must have proved you're worth it.
Is it true that Albic was your teacher?
He was far from the only one. At university, they filled my head with knowledge about alchemy, the origin and use of substances, often accompanied by a dose of philosophy. But it was only with Albic that I understood what practice entails. These years spent with books didn't prepare me for it in the slightest.
Oh dear, the input delay.
I thought Albic fits in more with books and alchemical instruments too.
Appearances can be deceiving. He's a knowledgeable man, but I've never seen him more in his element than when he's caring for his patients. Sometimes he thinks he'll save the whole world with his head full of wisdom, and don't try to argue it with him.
What surprised you most in medical practice?
Hard to say. You get used to the smell of blood and pus eventually. Same with the screams and cries for help. But when someone's child dies in your arms for the first time... Well, that was the first and last time Albic and me got drunk like animals.
Serving as King Sigismund's personal physician must be a huge responsibility, eh?
Responsibility, too. But above all, it's constant alertness. You have to know how to act, but also how to anticipate. And even though it is not talked about, even kings are only human and can still fall gravely ill.
Albic mentioned the two of you treated King Wenceslas once.
That's right. It all turned out fine in the end, but there was a moment even Albic was worried it was beyond his capabilities.
What was wrong with Wenceslas then?
As his physician and confidant, Albic kept it to himself, but I had my suspicions. Now that I care for his brother, I can deduce what's hereditary and what Wenceslas brought upon himself with his, well, let's say, more unrestrained lifestyle.
Is King Sigismund ill?
If he was, I surely wouldn't be discussing it with you. Nonetheless, there's no need to worry. His Highness is in good health. And if anything were to change, I'm never far away.
What do you mean?
A few years back, someone tried to poison the king. They mixed it into his cup of wine.
And he drank it?
Thankfully, I noticed the odd color and sediment at the bottom. They had a waiter try the wine, and, well, I couldn't save him, unfortunately. Since then, there's been a shortage of waiters at the royal court. Strangely enough, nobody wants to do the job.
No wonder.
Yeah, if you're gonna get poisoned like that, that's a good way to make such a job off-putting.
Who's that companion of yours?
Dinesh? That's an odd story, actually. I'm not even sure how he made it to the royal court. Maybe someone originally took him as a prisoner.
You never asked him?
He doesn't want to talk about it, and I respect it. His family doesn't have the best reputation, and Dinesh does well not to associate with them.
His family? What happened?
Ask him yourself. It's not my place to tell you about it.
Did I hear correctly that you're from Prachatyets? How is it there?
My, you have a good memory. Yes, I am. But, to be honest, I left there years ago to go to university and haven't had the chance to go back yet.
So you haven't seen your family since then?
I'd married myself to the king's service. The house went to my sister and brother-in-law, and they are doing well. Years ago, Prachatyts was granted the privilege of trading in salt from Passau by the king, and my brother-in-law knew how to take advantage of that.
Can I ask you something else?
Of course.
Thanks. That'll be all.
No problem.
Well, that was interesting. So I think I'll talk to what's-his-face, the physician master, and then the master physician, I should say. Or actually, no, it's not. It's Dennis. So I'll talk with Dennis, I think, and then I'll end it here. It's pretty late. It's almost 11 p.m. and I'm getting pretty tired, so I'll try and sleep. But I'll tell you what. If I can't sleep for whatever reason, you might see a stream pop back up later tonight at part 4. So I know this stream isn't terribly long, but it is getting pretty late. So
I heard you've been having some trouble getting supplies for the infirmary.
That's right. Old Julian seems to think the sick can live on decoctions and ointments. We get nothing but scraps.
Well, if they want to let them starve, I don't know why they need 2 famed physicians for it.
My thoughts exactly. I've told him 100 times, but he just keeps saying he's praying for them. As if that would help.
my thoughts exactly.
Well, maybe I could try speaking to the Solarius myself and see if I can, persuade him.
I won't stop you, but I've tried everything I could think of. What's your plan?
Try to persuade him. He's bound to respond to something.
That old man only hears what he wants. But good luck.
Okay, I think that's the mission I will do next. Don't get me wrong, by the way, that whole Plague Doctor thing is interesting, but I really hope it's not the classic 17th century one, because that did not exist at this time. But anyway, we'll see with that. It's still a very interesting DLC. That wouldn't ruin the whole DLC for me, of course. It's just, I mean, at least we're working based on the theory that existed at the time with the bad smells and stuff causing disease, so yeah. With that, I'll end the stream there, I think. Save the game, so no harm in that. And I'll also save and quit for good measure. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope to stream a little bit tomorrow as well. I believe Venator's got an event going on, although I don't think he's announced it yet. But for those on the Discord who are interested in Hellish Court and the events that we're doing on the server, be on the lookout for that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.